Hey y'all, quick PSA. So I am out here fishing and I have this bag of Sun Chips. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what the heck Sun Chips got to do with anything? So I was fasting last week, and on one of those days my husband was eating some Sun Chips, y'all, and the Sun Chips look so good. And I was just telling him how I'm now able to eat and I'm eating some Sun Chips. And what I know is that be careful of what the enemy puts in your sight while you're fasting. See, while I was fasting and trying to concentrate myself to the Lord, the Sun Chips looked good, but I had eaten Sun Chips before. They weren't anything special. They were just regular chips. But while you are fasting, these things look delicious. These things look like the best thing that you've ever eaten before, when you know in your heart of hearts that it's just Sun Chips. And that's the same thing that the enemy will do with temptation while you are fasting. The enemy will put things in your way to make you go back on your word to God, to try to stifle or stop whatever the reason is that you are fasting, to get you to give into temptation when it comes to whatever he is putting in your sight. So beware of that, because see, the enemy is not just trying to tempt you and you think, oh, it's just a bag of chips. No, the enemy knows that if he can get you to go back on your word, if he can get you to break your fast, if he can get you to fall into that temptation, then he knows that whatever it is, the reason why God has you on a fast can also be broken as well. And so the things look good while we're fasting, but really it is just a figment of our imagination, right? Because we are consecrating ourselves unto the Lord. We are putting our flesh in control. We are allowing God to lead us during that time, and we're seeking him, and the enemy wants to break that by any means necessary. So fasting is not just about not eating food, right? That's a standard of what we should be doing when we're fasting. But fasting is about getting your flesh in check, getting your flesh in order. And at any time, I don't care if you're a prophet, you're an apostle, you're a bishop, you're a teacher, you're a pastor, you are whatever it is that God has called you to be, you are not above the law when it comes to fasting. We all have to fast. We all have to carry our cross. We all have to get our flesh in check, because if we don't get our flesh in check, then our flesh will rule us. Our flesh will make decisions for us. We will see ourselves making emotional decisions and moves based out of our flesh. So fasting is not just important to consecrate yourself to the Lord, but it is so that we can keep that flesh in check on a regular basis. So again, remember that those things that the enemy is putting in front of you while you are fasting, it's more than just chips. It's more than just a burger. It is more than just whatever it is that you are abstaining from. Remember, these are just chips. They're no better than they were when you're fasting than when you weren't fasting, right? But the enemy also comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So beware that if you are fasting and you made up your mind that you're not going to do a certain thing or whatever the Lord has put on your heart, remember that the enemy is always going to try to come and tempt you. But in the word, it says that although you may face temptation, that the Lord will give you every way out of it. So take your way out of temptation on today, and remember to be faithful to the Lord. All right, bye.